Well, this looks like a scene at the IRS right now because new reports suggest this is what the agency did with Lois Lerner's Blackberry. Destroyed it. And agency lawyers saying the device was wiped clean of all sensitive information and then scrapped. And it happened after the congressional probe into the targeting of conservatives began. Steve, first her hard drive, now her Blackberry? What do you make of that?
There's a lot of criminal activity going on here, starting with suppression of dissent in this country, which violates the First Amendment, among other things, contempt of Congress, now obstruction of justice. Unfortunately, this Justice Department is doing absolutely nothing to prosecute. FBI investigation, remember that was supposed to happen? Absolutely nothing really done there. So Congress, after the November elections, when the Senate goes Republican, is going to have to set up a select committee so they can't get away with this. And they also have to throw down the marker, no presidential pardons. This is absolutely outrageous what's happening. And where's the media on this, by the way? The mainstream media.
Yeah, again, Bruce, you know, this is about, I don't care what political stripe you are. I think Americans would agree. Democrat, Republican, even if you have a goat running for office with polka dots, I don't care. This is about suppressing political opposition during a presidential race and also midterm elections. Should Lois Lerner be charged?
Well, you know, if she committed a crime, certainly she should be charged. I mean, I think one of the crimes could be the fact that the IRS was letting its workers use Blackberries, which is not exactly the smartphone device of the at that particular time that was doing well. But I mean, if she committed a crime, I mean, she should be charged. And I think Steve has a good point here. I mean, I think that the public is not jumping onto this because it seems to be a political issue in the media and not yet a serious investigation in a lot of people's minds.
You know, Mike, are we in a whole new world here? Would Lois Lerner have been charged in years past?
Yes, and you know what? We are in a whole new world, Emac, and that's a great point. In particular, I want her to be charged because the IRS has a very important enforcement role with Obamacare, and the public needs to see just how corrupt the IRS can be so they know just how corrupt the key enforcers of Obamacare could be.
Yeah, you know, to Mike Ozanian's point, Rich Karlgaard, this is also about the integrity of the U.S. tax system, which is supposedly voluntary. You're supposed to voluntarily report your taxes. Should Lois Lerner be charged because it's undermining with the integrity of the U.S. tax system?
Yeah, you know, the law should apply equally to everybody, and so I don't think she should be hanged or shot in the back of the head or anything. But my goodness, you know, what everybody is saying is correct here is that if people lose faith in the IRS, if they've come to see it as just a tool of some president's whims, then I think faith in the whole American experiment is really damaged.
Carrie Sheffield, do you think there's enough to charge Lois Lerner?
Oh, I think there's plenty, but, you know, I'm not a betting woman, but if I had to bet, I would eat my right shoe that she won't get charged. I mean, this is like the fox guarding the hen house. This is the DOJ, who is run by Eric Holder, who is no friend of conservatives.
So, John Tamny, are you going to have Carrie Sheffield eating her right shoe because Lois Lerner will not get charged? Go ahead.
I think actually Carrie's not going to have to eat it, but let's face it, a cover-up has happened, and we all intimately know why it's happened. We know that when we write columns, they are forever. We know that when we send emails, they are forever. The idea that the IRS could so coincidentally lose so many emails, having a Blackberry destroyed, is laughable. The cover-up is clear. It should be prosecuted, but I think Carrie's right. It's not going to happen.
You know, Steve Forbes, Leon Jaworski, special prosecutor for Nixon, Clinton Whitewater prosecutor, even Carter aide Hamilton Jordan had a special prosecutor over alleged cocaine abuse. Should we bypass the special prosecutor and now charge Lois Lerner?
Well, the problem is this Justice Department won't do it. And the question is who will charge her? And clearly the cover-up is in motion. And that's why Congress is going to have to do it on its own. This administration's not going to do it. And there are other things. Email is allegedly disappearing at the IRS. And somebody did a calculation the other day saying the odds of that happening in the world of high tech today is about 1 in 5 billion. So clearly bad stuff is going on. And Congress is the only agency that's going to do something about it. Not going to be done by the executive branch.
All right, thank you, gang. ISIS demanding millions in ransom for a U.S. hostage. Other countries are paying to get their citizens back. So should we. The Cash In gang asking the tough questions at the bottom of the hour. But up here first, as kids head back to college, what you need to know before you cut that check. Why a degree, well, it might not be worth it anymore.